Welcome to this session on Speed Maths. In this module, we'll be learning about the shortcuts, the tricks, the techniques by which we can multiply any number with 11 or 12 or for that matter till 19 a bit faster. Let's take an example, a pattern here which we will observe. A two-digit number, 11 multiplied by 23. Well, the answer is 253. Let's take a few more numbers. 11 into maybe 45. This is 495, right? 11 into 51. This is 561. Or for that matter, let's take 11 into 71. 781. Or if we have 11 into 27, this is 297. Do we observe any pattern here? We'll see that in all these cases, first of all, we are multiplying the number with 11. Point number 1. Point number 2. In the answer we have, you will see if I am multiplying this number, let's say 45 with 11, what has been kept here? This 4 has been written here, this 5 is written here, 45. The middle number is the sum of these two digits, the sum of 4 and 5, the sum of 4 and 5, which is 9. Keep it here. That's the answer. And the same thing, you'll see that for that matter, 71. 7 and 1. 7 here, 1 here. And this number 8 is the sum of 7 and 1, and it is kept in between 7 and 1. 781 is the answer. Once again, 27, 297, 11 into 43. 473, 11 into 52, 572. Isn't it so easy? But we got to be a bit careful when we have the number like this. Say we are dealing with a number of this form, 11 into 87. Now what happens? So do we say that my answer is, okay, I'll keep 8 here, I'll keep 7 here, and this is 15. It's wrong. This cannot be the answer. All we can say here, this is an intermediate step to arrive at the final answer. To arrive at the final answer, we can say that, yes, this is what we obtain, 11 into 87. Nothing wrong with what we have kept here. But then there is an extra step. This middle number should always be a single digit number. This 1 is taken as a carry forward. We get the answer as 957. That's the answer which we obtain. Let's take another example here for a two-digit number. When we have a carry forward, let's see if we have this value as 11 into 97. And the mind itself, 9 plus 7, 16. That 1 is a carry forward to 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1067. That's the answer which we get. Once again, as you would have seen in the other module, like multiplication with 5 or 25 or 125, it's not that this multiplication is useful and that is an end in itself. We can use that for some other purposes also. For example, if I need to find out the percentage, let's say 11% of 97. Well, we don't have to find out by that method of first find out 10%, then 1%, then add them and then get the answer. That will be too elaborate, very time consuming. All we have to do here, percentage divided by 100. You will see that in a different module related to percentage, how we calculate for different numbers. Percentage divided by 100. Divide this number by 100. That's the answer. 10.67. So 11, what we have taken up so far, 11 into a two-digit number. But what if I have a number something like 11 into 473, 11 into 8493, 11 into a 5-digit number? And here comes the method as to how to deal with bigger numbers when we are multiplying with 11. Not a major change there, but nevertheless, let's complete that in this module related to multiplication with 11. And then once we understand that, multiplication with 12, 13, 19, we'll see that will become so simple, right? Coming to this number, 11 into a bigger number, let's say 11 into 451. That's the question which we have. This being the starting one, what we do here for the sake of convenience, put 0 in the beginning, put 0 in the end. My number is 451, we are not changing that number. 0 here, 4, 5, 1, put 0 in the end. Now then, to arrive at the answer, start with this digit, add it to the number to its immediate right, 1, the next number basically, 1 plus 0, keep it here, 1. So this job is done for the 1. Now let's see 5. So now 5 will be added to this 1, 6, and this procedure will be applicable for all the numbers which are left over. So by now the numbers which are being done, that is 1 as well as 5. So 5 is over. Now then we take up this 4 and we add it to 5, 9, and then the last bit, 0 plus 4, 4. Don't forget that last point which is about this number, 0 plus 4. That is the reason as to why this 0 has been kept, because normally we tend to overlook the last step, and this has to be taken care of. So this is the answer we get. So if let's say the question is, what is 11% of 451? My answer will be, yes, you got it right. The answer will be 49.61. That is the answer which we get. You have to keep the decimal point such that after that there will be 2 digits. So this is what we have for 11% of 451, 49.61. Let's take another example for 11 into a 4-digit number, right? It's the same approach, not a major difference there, but that was we had taken for a 3-digit number. This algorithm is applicable for any number of digits, 2-digit, 3-digit, bigger number also. Let's say my number is this, 11 into 9, 4, 3, 7, right? That is the goal now. And in this situation, that is how we go ahead with. Put 0 in the beginning, right? 9 here, then you have 4, then you have 3, then 7, and then again 0. Put it in the end. Now then, 7 added to this number, we get 7. 3 plus this number. So the idea is to move backward. Start with the end and move backward. The end is 7 there. 7 plus 0 is kept as 7. 3 plus 7, 10. So we keep this as 0 here. Carry forward is 1. Now here in this example we come across with the carry forward. Doesn't really matter. 0, 1. Keep that in the mind. Now we have this number 4 plus 3, 7, and here you add that carry forward from the previous step, 8. So we get this number 8. Now we don't have any carry forward to be taken to the next step. Perform the next step. 9 plus 4, 13. Keep it here, 3. Carry forward is 1. And here comes the last step, 0 plus 9. Plus 1. Why plus 1? Because of that carry forward. So we get this number which is 103,807, and that's what we have. Isn't it so simple? And yes, if the question is this, 11% of 9, 4, 3, 7. Do we have to revisit this calculation? Do we have to find out that 10% and then 1%? No, my friends. What we have to do here, we know the answer from the previous question. So what we have to do, take down this number as it is, which is 103807. But now, what do we have to do? Put the decimal point in the right place. 2 digits. must come after the decimal point. So this is what we get, and this is where we have a subtle variation from the usual course we are talking about. So this helps us. So far we have talked about how we get the answer for multiplication with number like 11. How do we get the answer for multiplication with 12, 13, 14 and so on till 19? In fact, the methodology applicable for 12, the similar method is applicable for 19 as well, and that is what we will be seeing now. Let's take a number 12 multiplied by maybe a 2-digit number or a 3-digit number, any number. Say the number is 12 multiplied by 634. That is what we need to find out. As what we have done for 11, the same thing we'll be doing here. 12, put 0 in the beginning, 634, and then put 0 in the end. This time, as we go ahead and solve it, yes, we will be starting with the end. We'll have to move backward. We have to do this also. But this time, before you add, double every digit. That is what has to be done when we multiply with 12. Or, now you can make a guesswork if what we have to do. When we are multiplying this number with 19, 1, 9, then every digit has to be made 9 times. Multiplying with 13, every digit has to be made 3 times, like that. Let's execute this one. 12 into 634. Double this 4. Double of 4 is 8. 8 plus 0, we get the number as 8 here, over. Coming to 3. Double of 3, 6. And when you double the digit, you have to double only that particular digit. You don't have to double the next number. You don't have to double any carry forward. Double of 3 is 6 plus 4, 10. 0 here. Carry forward is 1. This addition is done. Doubling of this number is also over. But carry forward is 1. Don't double the carry forward. Continue this process. This number. Double of 6. 12. Add that carry forward so that we don't forget it towards the end. Double of 6. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 plus this number. 3. 16. So we have 6 here. Do we have any other step to perform? That is the reason we have kept this 0, so that we don't forget that last step. 1 is the carry forward, and here comes the last but very vital step, which you cannot afford to miss here. Double of 0 or triple of 0 or 9 times 0, that is 0 here. That 0 plus 6 is 6, and then there is a carry forward. Plus 1, 6 plus 1, we get this number as 7, and this is the answer which we arrive at when we solve this question, 12 into 634. In the same way, if you take up for any number, let's say 13 or 14, you'll have to make the number every digit either 3 times or 4 times, depending on what number you are multiplying with. Maybe let's take another example. We want to multiply the number, some number with maybe 13. Let's see as to what we have there. So this is 13 into 4, 1, 5. As usual, yet again, this is 13 into, put 0 here before this number, 4, 1, 5, 0. My code number is intact, 415, that's not changing, equal to. This time you'll have to make every digit 3 times, right? So here, 5, triple that, 15, 15 plus 0, anyway that is 15, over. 1, carry forward, 3 times 1, 3, plus 5, 8, plus that carry forward 1, you have 9. 1 is also taken care of. Comes 4, 4, 3 times 4, 12, plus 1, 13, over, and then the last step. Complete that. So 4 plus 1, 5. So friends, when it comes to multiplication with 13 or let's say any other number, this is the general method which has to be adopted, and it becomes very simple. You don't have to go by that conventional route of 415 into 13. That is what was taught to us ever since our childhood. This is what we have been doing. But now this is what we have to learn. But yes, practice is very, very important here. Incidentally, if you take a number 15, if I am multiplying a number with 15, 15, there is another faster route apart from this. And what is that? You can watch this one. So what we do here is this for multiplication with 15, for 15, 15. So we have any number, let's say the number is this, 15 into 444. Looks to be big in the beginning, right? What we do here is this, 15 into the number 444. That is what we want to find out. Take half of this number, 222, half, remember that, half, 5 is there, half, 666, you have to add it, and that forms the core component of my answer, and the final answer is obtained by suffixing 0 here, 666, 0. That's the answer which we obtain when you have a number. Why are we keeping 0 here? That 5, 10 by 2, that is leading us to this 0, and that completes what we have for multiplication with 15. Yes, you do have that method where you have to multiply by 5, again multiply by 5, add that number, and so on, and this is what we get as an alternate route of how we get there. Let's take maybe another number here, 15 into 642. You should be in a position to get the answer by now in the mind itself. 642, take half of this number, this is 321, add that, we get the number as 9630 in the end. So that is the answer which we obtain, which is equal to 9630. That's it. Say I need to find out 15% of 642. There is no point in taking up 10% of this number and then 5% of the same number and then adding it up. It will be very clumsy. Instead, go by this route and then in the end keep the decimal point at the right place. So 96.30 in case if we are finding out 15%, that is what we get as the answer. So is everything being taken care of when it comes to 15, or are we missing out something? One small thing here, you may have a number not divisible by 2, doesn't really matter. The only thing there, same root, you have to divide by 2, but there keep 5 in the end, and that's, we have as an example, let's say that the number which we take up is this, 15 into 445. This number is not divisible by 2, doesn't matter, take or think one less than this number for the sake of convenience, so that you get the answer more easily. 445, 1 less is 444, divide that by 2, you get the number as 222. So we have the number as 222 here, add them. So for the question which is this, 15 into 445, add them, we get this as 6, 6, 7. Now what do we have to keep in the end? Do we keep 0 here? Please remember, we talked about 0 has to be kept when the number is divisible by 2. In this case the number is not divisible by 2, so we have to keep 5, and that's what completes the value here, 6675, and hence this number 6675. So friends, this module was designed to help us in terms of how we get the answer when a number, any number is multiplied with 11, the shortcut method, or let's say 12, 13, 14 and so on till 19. For 15, we saw an alternate route here as well. Now all what you have to do is to practice using these methods which we have talked about. And as far as possible, take some numbers. See, you don't have to sit down and then do maybe lengthier calculations for maybe hours and hours. Whenever you are free, maybe let's say 5 minutes, think of some numbers, think of in the mind itself, right? Okay, 13 into maybe 134, think of what answer you obtain, or 11 into 235. Like that, you be the creator of the question and you find out the answer for that question, and you be the judge how much time you are taking to find the answer. If you are taking too much of the time, that means this is the area where you have to work on. But don't spend too much of the time. Speed maths, a few minutes on a daily basis, that is going to be more than adequate. In the other modules, you will learn about how, if you have to multiply, let's say numbers close to 100 or 200 or any random numbers, how do we get the answer? But meanwhile, thanks for watching this video. Hope this must have been very useful in learning about multiplication with 11 or maybe till 19. Thanks a lot.